The Cleveland Browns are sitting on a quarterback time bomb. Because if Deshaun Watson collapses again, Shedeur Sanders could turn this entire franchise upside down overnight.
I like that Mel is up here because he'll like my answer, I think. I was talking at the league meetings with Todd Monken, and I asked him about who was there in the building and made some news on Twitter and obviously moved the needle. Shedeur Sanders has been present. He has been there. Dylan Gabriel has not. Deshaun Watson was there early, has not been the last few weeks. But Shedeur Sanders has made a decision to be in Cleveland, to be in Berea, to spend this offseason around the new coaching staff, learning the new offense. Now, you can't actually throw. You can't actually do anything. It's against CBA rules. But for everything he possibly could have done this offseason, Shedeur Sanders has done it to make a good impression. That said, I think it's an open competition between those two men, Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. Deshaun Watson being the giant wild card. We have no idea what we're going to get. He's basically been off the radar and out of football for the last year and a half. And then Shedeur Sanders, who showed flashes last year, but the team investment is just a fifth-round pick. It's not like they're paying him like Deshaun Watson is being paid, and it's not like they gave up what they had to give up to get Deshaun Watson. A fascinating dichotomy of two different guys and a head coach who I think is going to give the ball to the best man suitable for the job.
Let's go to a fascinating quarterback situation with, look who's arriving, Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. Off-season workouts earlier today, and our Browns source says that Deshaun Watson is also reported for the start of the off-season workouts. And prior to taking the Browns head coaching job, our guy Todd Monken spent 7 seasons as an offensive coordinator, the last 3 in Baltimore, where the Ravens ranked 3rd in total QBR. Lamar Jackson, of course, mostly under center there. And in his previous stops with Tampa and Cleveland, his offenses were middle of the pack in QBR. It was Jameis Winston. It was Baker Mayfield. Shregs, I guess the question is who's going to actually be the starting quarterback for the Browns? Yeah, Watson thrown with some of the receivers in Florida. It should be noted, Mel, they got a couple of first-round picks in play. What should their plans be?
I'm with Pedro and Shedeur. We all know that, but I think the wide receivers catch the football. Shedeur threw a beautiful ball to Jerry Jeudy against the Bears. Dropped off his shoulder pads, intercepted. So instead of a touchdown pass, it's an interception. Had several of those this year. Some unfortunate plays that didn't go their way because of drops. Harold Fannin Jr., young tight end, became the most dependable, reliable option for Shedeur throughout the season once he took over. You think about Jordan Tyson, what a great talent he is. He is a beast. I know about the durability concerns, but hey, what are you going to do? Hey, once you get in the NFL, you may never have another injury. Carnell Tate, what does he do? He catches everything thrown his way. You got Mekhi Lemon. You got 3 receivers. Mekhi Lemon plays fierce. Love the kid. 3 receivers. So you take one of those. The one guy, left tackle, that's the other key need area. If you get the receiver, left tackle Monroe Freeling, best pure left tackle in this draft coming out of Georgia. I know he only started 17 games, but he only had 1 year as a starter this past season. But in pass pro, outstanding. Run blocking needs to improve, but I'll tell you what, with his size, his length, he looks the part of a great left tackle. If he starts sliding, if you get the receiver and he slides, you trade up and try to get him. How about Caleb Lomu? Peter had Spencer Fano going at 6, right? His teammate, the left tackle, Caleb Lomu, get some weight on him, get him stronger. He could be a heck of a left tackle. So how they finesse this left tackle wide receiver need with 6 and 24 is going to be, I think, one of the most fascinating aspects of round 1.
I don't see them going Ty Simpson. And that's interesting because Swagu's saying Pittsburgh should swing the bat at 21 and take him. I don't think he's taken at 6. I don't think he's taken at 24. And my feeling, just from talking to sources in Cleveland, this is a long-term build. And if the quarterback isn't there at 6 or 24 that they absolutely love, there is a great quarterback class that's coming in at 2027. And in the meantime, we have Watson and Shedeur. Let's see if one of those guys can win the job.
Look, anyway, moving forward, Peter Schrager weighed in on the Browns quarterback room. Deshaun Watson hasn't been around as much. Dylan Gabriel hasn't been there. Shedeur Sanders has been there every single day. I would say Shedeur is in the lead spot right now, is the news. What does Shedeur need to do to be the Browns quarterback 1, in you guys' opinion?
All right, look, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's the easiest way to win cash while you're watching games. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on 2 or more players, and you lock it in. That's it. No spreadsheets, no nonsense. If player picks aren't your thing, you can also pick teams now. Winner, spread, total, all in the same app. Team picks are live in 30 states, including California, Texas, my home state, and Florida. Most importantly, new users use code SPEAKEASY. $5 gets you $50 in lineups for free. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
I don't think it's about Shedeur.
I think right now Deshaun Watson's a quarterback one because he's getting the paper. They owe Deshaun Watson, I think, $69 million still, maybe $86 million. Yeah, it's more. It might be more than that. Deshaun Watson's quarterback one because he's getting that bread. Shedeur's quarterback two. What does Shedeur need to do? Look competent, wait for Deshaun to mess up. That's how you get the spot. But, like, I don't know that Shedeur can out-talent Deshaun Watson's guaranteed money. The love language in football is all about the paper. It's not just about talent. It's about money. So, to me, like, Shedeur, regardless of how talented he is, and he still has to prove that he is talented, mind you, by the way. I think he had 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions last year, albeit it was just his rookie season. Deshaun Watson making so much money, and Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, he just came out and said Deshaun Watson might have a Sam Darnold-type resurgence. So the Browns are looking for Deshaun Watson to be the starter. They're looking for Deshaun Watson to take him to a Super Bowl, which I don't foresee happening, but that's what they want to happen. Shedeur, he has to hope Deshaun Watson messes up, and when Deshaun Watson messes up or deals with an injury, he has to capitalize on the moment. But I don't think Shedeur can go take the job. I think Deshaun Watson has to lose the job.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That money problem.
Oh, it's huge.
Right? When you get that money out to a player, man, like it's guaranteed.
Yep.
You're an owner. You own your own business. What you gonna do? It's a bad investment, and you gotta stay with it. You gotta rock with it. You gotta hope he goes back to the old Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
So I don't see Shedeur playing unless Deshaun doesn't do well, and then you know what? We gotta go to Shedeur.
I co-sign that, bro. I co-sign that. I mean, I think Shedeur is doing all the right things on and off the field.
Oh, I'm about to say that's who he is, though. See, the funny thing is, the narrative was he wasn't a pro. He's this, and that, and the third. And out of all the quarterbacks, he's the only one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've never been nowhere where the quarterback don't go to the voluntary workouts. Every quarterback always does that.
I was gonna say this early in the offseason though, is it not? Because we see a lot of quarterbacks like leading their own workouts in separate areas, Russell Wilson and whatnot. Is it even a situation where Deshaun Watson is just like he's really being absent and he's really not present, or is it?
You don't got to be there, and Shady knows this, especially if you're a superstar or if you have superstar money, right? Deshaun Watson might no longer be a superstar by game, but if you got superstar money, you want to go train with your own quarterback coach. Deshaun's quarterback coach is, I think, Quincy Avery, so he's probably training with him. What I think Shedeur is doing right before our eyes is there's so many decisions that Shedeur is making that's either a maturity decision or he just likes Todd Monken better than he liked Kevin Stefanski. Remember, during the season last year on Shedeur's off days, he was throwing at like a random park in Cleveland. Why are you not at the facility? You throwing at a park and it's on video. So to me, I think Shedeur is both more comfortable right now, and I also think he has a relationship with Todd Monken dating back to when Georgia recruited him out of high school, to when Todd Monken was with the Ravens and they tried to draft him, to Todd Monken being the head coach now. I think Shedeur is just maturing and realizing, okay, if I want this job, and bump this job, because I think Shedeur is looking beyond starting for the Cleveland Browns. If I want to be a really good NFL player, here's what it takes. It takes being at the facility. It takes learning the playbook. It takes being locked in. It takes being a leader of men. And it takes having a good relationship with my coach. Shedeur already sent Todd Monken like a housewarming gift. So I think Shedeur is starting to do all of the small things right because he's starting to realize, and rightfully so, he's maturing, he's older, he's a year into the league. He realized what it takes. It takes more than just showing up and people liking you.
But how would you know that? Like, not you, but how would he know that? He was a rookie last year. Now you learn what to do, what not to do. Probably talk to some OGs like myself, you know, and just getting game and knowing what to do. So now when he goes into the locker room and he's trying to get a starting job or even just getting the likes of the new coach, you do stuff like that, right? Going to the voluntary workouts, being around the team, seeing them, going up there, learning the playbook. A lot of stuff he is doing, he's probably working out with the team, obviously, but he's going up in the office or meeting room and learning the plays, getting a quick jump on it. I think that's something he's doing for sure. Yeah,
I think he has to because, like, do you think Shedeur can take the job 2-5, or you think Deshaun has to lose
it's the money thing. I would love to see him as a starter, but it's the money thing. You know, they owe him $60 million.
Yeah. How much do they owe Deshaun, Kieran? Can you look that up?
Yeah, I'll find out.
Yeah.
Who don't want that? It's like you owe somebody. If you getting paid $69 or $69 million, I owe you $69 million. I want some out of that.
Please.
You got a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. And you
look incompetent if he doesn't do well. It's like you messed up.
Yeah, they can void it after this next season though. But yeah, it's
even if you void it, you still owe that fully guaranteed is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, so they still owe. Well, I'm trying to do quick math here. They got that's a cap hit. But
I mean, it's still up there like 60, 70, 80 million dollars.
Yeah, they still owe him a lot of money.
I think Deshaun. But in all honesty, bro, you want Deshaun to be the starter if you're Cleveland. Like, because of the money and because of the ceiling that he's historically shown. Like, Shedeur should be talented, and Shedeur could be talented. But at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson has shown top 3 quarterback in the NFL potential. It was years ago. I get it. But he has shown top 3 potential. So, given the fact that you mortgage the future of your franchise for this man, you want it to work out. If you get married, you want it to work out with him or you want it to work out with her. If you gotta get a divorce, bet. But like, given the fact that y'all already married, y'all got kids, you got the ring on your finger, y'all got a house in each other's name, like, you want it to work out. If it don't, it don't. But like, the Browns want it to work out with Deshaun. You gave him $230 million.
So they did restructure, resulting in an $80.7 million cap hit this year. The final $46 million he has is fully guaranteed, but they're going to be looking at dead money of over $86 million if they move on from him this offseason.
Yeah, I mean,
he got to play, bro.
I get what Acho's saying. Like, at one time, his highs. I get all that. But that's like I keep telling you, man, if you know crackheads, bro, I know some crackheads that was like millionaires.
Yep.
And then I leave for 3 years, I come back, and they strung out. So you saying that like his highs and all that, and him being so great, them days is over with, man. Yeah. Get used to the reality. Reality is he had a long way to go to get back to that. Mm-hmm. Just like the crack, he got a long way to go to get clean.
But like Kieran, you were saying, it has to work out for Deshaun.
I mean, you have to play him though too. I think that's just that's the reality of the situation. If he's healthy and you're paying him $230 million guaranteed, you got to go out there and see what you have in him. So it's just too much money to not have him on the field, in my opinion.
It's also, bro, it's not the worst thing for Shedeur. Like, the Browns are still trying to get right. Yep. Let the Browns offense prove that they're competent, and then Shedeur go into a competent situation. They got a new center. They got a new right guard. They got a new right tackle. They got a new left guard. They need to draft a new left tackle. They need a new wide receiver 1. Quinshon Judkins is coming off of an injury. Harold Fannin is developing. Like, the Browns offense is about to have probably 4 or 5 new starters on the offensive line. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're probably going to have 2 new starting wide receivers out of the 3 starting wide retours if you're in 11 personnel. And you have a rookie tight end. David Njoku's gone. Yeah. So you're going to have a new starting tight end. And
he's tough though.
Fannin? No. Yeah, I'm counting for those 12 personnel. Right? Okay, 12
personnel.
You're going to have a new starting tight end.
Yeah.
Like, and week 1, I don't remember Quinshon Judkins' injury, but like, bro, for Shedeur, you low-key want to chill, y'all figure this out, settle this up, and then, I'm saying for the sake of his career,
I disagree.
And then step in.
I disagree. As a 5th-round quarterback, why would you want to chill? You want to get on the field and play and earn your spot.
But the thing is, 5th-round picks can't play and suck. Caleb is allowed to play and suck.
My thing is, though, if the Browns go out there with Deshaun Watson and they stink and they end up winning 2-3 games this next season and they get the number 1, number 2 pick, do you think the Browns are going to be sitting there looking at Arch Manning in the next draft and be like, yeah, I'm going to rock with Shedeur? No, they're going to draft Arch Manning, and they're going to try to make that happen. Or whoever the other quarterbacks are next year, Dante Moore, whatever. They're not going to be sitting there. Shedeur needs to play. He needs to hope that he gets an opportunity to play so he can earn his opportunity.
If you're Shedeur, you don't want to play. I need to see what this team is about. Now, not literally, because to Kieran's point, the competitor, you just want to play, right? Common knowledge is, I want to play. But if you look at the history of late-round picks, you can't afford to be bad.
Where is he going to get the opportunity to go play elsewhere, though?
He won't.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9. I'm just saying week 1 with the whole new offensive line and a rookie wide receiver is your wide receiver 1. And Quinshon Judkins, who missed the back half of last season. And you want to say, all right, Shedeur, go dominate. That's not even a fair request. Go dominate with a brand new offensive line. Go dominate with maybe Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Malachi Lemon, who also is learning the NFL. Hey, go dominate with a brand new head coach. Hey, go dominate with a brand new tight end number 2. You're putting Shedeur in a position to fail. Then if he does fail, you're going to have people making excuses. Well, he had a whole new offensive line. Don't put Shedeur in a position to fail is my thought. But to your point, you just want to play, but I just think that's short-sighted for the longevity of his career. If I'm Shedeur, I want to play.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.